chat. Hi, chat. How we doing tonight? Wow, is that loud in my ear? Let me fix that. There we go. Hi, chat. What's new? What's happening? That snuck up on me. I was supposed to get all this stuff out of bags before you got here. Happy to see everyone in here. Welcome back, Michael. Happy to see you, Will. Hello, Nan Reader. Hello, Ratty Patty. Hello there, JK. Close. No, well. Now I'm confused, JK. Oops. Quiet. Why are you making all this noise, Kettle? We're done with you. Why did that double fire? Huh. Oh hey, I was still cleaning that. Let's finish this up here real quick. Gonna double check that one. No, but they come from multiple sources, so. Uncanceled from what? Being... let's... Yeah. Most people you see, you're like one or two shot person. I see her, I'm like 4 or 5. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. Cheers to you. Thank you, Nan Reader. So what are we starting with here? I think we're going to start with our pickle. Which is going to go in here. We've got 3 red bell peppers, 1 yellow, 3 orange. We've got at least 8 cloves of garlic available. taking stickers off. Doing pretty good tonight. Welcome in, Vala. Glad I only got one of yellow. I get this fair trade sticker on it that just dissolved. Not that I'm protesting fair trade. Just, I know they're trying to make it so you can't steal it and put it on someone else's produce or something silly like that, because that happens. What time is it here? It's about 4:30. Oh, 4:45. So, late afternoon. There you go, flat earthers. Another dissolving sticker that I'm not really showing the chat because you don't see that camera right now. Alright, so we have our pickle veg for tonight. There's some actual visible dirt on that one. It's more sticker residue. Hey M1, welcome, welcome. So we'll start with our onions here. It's always better if you got fresher onions. And what always worked for me, I can't do anymore really, is I used to have those contacts that sort of starved your eyes of oxygen. And they were great for this. There's other techniques that people condone. I don't know if any of them work. The whole keeping them on ice water or ice or half a dozen other things. Sharp knife definitely helps. The difference between cutting those plant cells and tearing those plant cells and how much more it mixes things up in difference will actually make a difference. Why isn't that showing? It played the sound, but it didn't. Make it rain. Huh? Works if I manually do it. Let's see if we're properly connected here with the bot. Give me a second, chat. We're not properly connected with the bot here. The server's not running. It's enabled. Oh, lovely. The heck is all of this going on? Am I still streaming, chat? I hope. OBS is potentially locking up on me. We still there, chat? Test, test, 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Ready. Well, the bot is not working with me today. And now OBS just really went bye-bye. Arg. We catching back up? I think we're back, chat. cut the heel out of all of these. Yeah, my audio is a little delayed now. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's a little delayed. When I'm talking, does it work at the same time? Or is it like we're looking at an old dubbed film? Interesting. Interesting. So these I'm going to chop down into about that size, let's say. Pretty sure that one's been Googled in chat before. Hey QSC. Welcome, welcome. Now, see, like I've talked before about what I'm hearing being not what you're hearing. If everything's alright for you, it's very not okay for me. Like, my monitor is considerably delayed, which is throwing me off. It's throwing my cadence and talking off. Normally, I'm sort of used to it being a certain distance behind me, so I sort of get used to talking while listening to hear myself repeated back in my ear, slightly delayed. Now it's even more delayed. So we got our onions in there. Next up, our peppers. We'll go for about the same max size as with the onions. So, I don't know what that is, but something like that. I'm not pulling out a tape measure. Nice, Nan Reader. For the most part, yeah. The same scalping on this blade works pretty good for the, like, I forget the proper scientific term for it, but the locking that the liquid in the tomato does to your knife versus just the, like, starch stopping power. Works for both. However, I switch up which knives I do. I typically like using this knife for onions in particular. Beyond that, I'm not too picky. Having a very sharp edge helps with tomatoes too, versus you don't have to worry about that so much as with peppers and onions. It helps. But not as much. Speaking of that, this is not sharpening a knife. This is honing a knife. Sharpening gives you the straight edge or the sharp edge. Honing brings it back in line so it's not this like wavy thing going down your knife as much. That's what the barber's doing when he puts his straight edge against a piece of leather. We just don't use leather in kitchens. Most don't. Although there's certainly a fair number that do too. I don't know if this is fitting in here, chat. I don't know if this is fitting in there. That's true too, Michael. It also makes you a little bit more aware of your tools and So I read today that they're gonna bring back the Leslie Nielsen style movies with Liam Neeson at the head. Did I just say that wrong? Leslie Nielsen and Liam Neeson? So I'm just going to do half moons with the hot peppers. Leave the seeds in. They won't be much of a problem in the pickling liquid. At least in my opinion. Sort of doing opposites here. All the sweet peppers are the bright stay away colors, and the hot peppers are the green. Hands starting to burn just from the juice getting on my skin, which will happen after a little bit with hot peppers. Not that these are the super hottest peppers in the world, but they do have capsaicin. Whether I'm pronouncing that right or not. Lovely. Chicken stock turned out lovely. It's now all bagged up, other than 1.5 down there, and it's all frozen up there. Wasn't so impressed with how dinner came out the other night, but that sort of tends to be the case with my stock streams. The dinners, I'm just tired, I'm focusing on other things. It's a long stream. Yeah. And so I'm not 100% in love with the work I did last night, or the other night, with either the puff pastry or the stew. We'll give this all a good stir up here. Though I had some of that leftover, I had the last of the leftover tomato soup with some grilled cheese last night, and that was delicious. Yeah, and I do add salt to mine, but I mean, I added like not a lot for the amount of stock I made. And I do that on purpose because I know I've done in the past. I've made stocks in the past that were salty enough that when I use them for reduction sauces, which there many times you'll have, say, demi-glace or other types of reduction sauces where you take a sauce and you make it thick just by reducing it, which they're typically something take a long time to do in their investment. You're only typically finding them in like fine dining or like upper end banquets, that sort of stuff. But you'll have, in commercial versions, tons of salt in there. Not only because they want you to taste everything, but because sodium can hide some of the bad flavors in processing products. And so they add salt to like everything, whether it needs it or not. Because otherwise they can't make your cereal as cheap as possible for you. Sort of repeating a video that I posted on Discord the other night. In the Kitchen TV channel. Hi, Cosmic. I'm adding an extra one to the garlic chat. Four, 8, and a little extra. These are for dinner. And take off the stems on all of these. Oh, dad joke. I think I don't know if I trust putting just the liquid over this and leaving it at that. I think I want to do a little bit more of a boil with that. But I do want to get the right amount. So we're going to fill it up and then use that as our guide. And I think the answer here is going to be, I'm going to make what fits into this jar because Chet chose the ratio, not how much. White vinegar. No. Little touch of apple cider vinegar. It's in the back here. We can use some of that too. You can use up some of that too. Sherry vinegar. Over on the stove. Zoom right. Hi, Ozzy. Welcome in, Lacey. Happy to see you. Coriander. Coriander seed, rather. Sesame seed. Turmeric. mustard powder. Cracked pepper. Salt. And veggies. Now, typically you don't do this for a quick pickle, but I think the liquid to solid ratio I got going here with this, a little bit of extra time in the pan is going to help rather than hurt. But I am going to keep it somewhat moving so we don't get a bunch of cooked veg on the bottom. There's not too many that you have to have, though. There's actually quite a few that you can do with just a couple ingredients. You can do a ton with a bottle of sesame oil that you'll use a couple of drops of at a time, but makes a major flavor difference. So it'll last you months, if not years. And soy sauce. And then have powdered ginger around. You got everything you really sort of need there. You can do fried rice easily with that, assuming you have eggs and rice around and anything else to throw in with that. You can also do any sort of chow mein with that, in the addition of some citrus. A lot of the other stuff is just, making it pretty and looking different, They cut their carrots slightly different typically. They cut their... But if you're doing Chinese cuisine in particular, a lot of it boils down to the 3 Gs, which they impounded into my brain during my Asia studies class. Ginger, garlic, and green onion are like the mirepoix of Chinese cuisine. You will find ginger, garlic, and green onion in all of it. Fish sauce is more if you're getting into Southern Asian stuff, typically. Vietnamese cuisines, the Korean cuisines. Actually, do they even use it so much in Korean cuisine? It's definitely Vietnamese, South Asia. Thailand. And yeah, it doesn't make sense if you're not doing it regularly, but a lot of it, like I'm sort of trying to get at, is if you do it every once in a while, it's not that hard to have enough stuff around to throw a couple of dishes in there on a regular basis. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Michael. Start boiling. Boil. Zoom left. This burner is a bit hotter. Get us to a boil quicker, hopefully. Hey, Cozy Coffee. Welcome, welcome. How you doing this fine, what is it, Tuesday? Happy Tuesday to everyone. I had some good coffee this morning. I had better coffee this morning than I did during stream today. Not that tonight's stream coffee was all that horrible, it just wasn't peak. Getting close, getting a little simmer action there. Okay, I'm happy with that temp, I think. Yeah, I'm happy with that temp. Ugh. Hopefully you're enjoying it. It's not a, easy person to pick up and we're gonna use them to the max until they break. Over on the cutting board. Main camera. But it's also to be expected. I mean, new job, new actions, new muscles being used. Brain power as you figure out how Not necessarily how things have to be done, but how they want things done, which are typically not the same thing. You see how much volume we lost just from that cooking? We're almost there with this. There we go, chat. There is our pickle. I'm gonna go with that. I could stuff that full. But no, we're gonna leave it like that, because adding raw to the par cooked, not a good plan. I maybe should have thrown a little bit more over the top when I went to cook it, but we got our pickle there. I have an outdoor grill, sort of. I don't stream on it. I don't really have a solid setup for mobile or Wi-Fi streaming. I can use NDI, but I don't have it set up, first off, and it's dependent on Wi-Fi. I mean, I understand you can do it just with a cell phone for the most part, but it's not fun trying to switch between a cell phone and normal stream setup. I can do it with NDI, like I was saying, and bring it in as a separate video source. I think that costs money. I'm not sure. I think the app on the phone costs money for NDI. And also, our project from last month, which I was 2 weeks late on, I am now throwing this into the refrigerator. Now that it has been 2 weeks fermenting on the counter, we have our preserved lemons. So that's officially in the fridge. And that'll go in the fridge after it hangs out here for a little bit. I think we're going to use some of this other veg here with our noodles tonight. What else do we need with this? Asparagus. Then we should get some water going here. Yeah, those green egg, like, people bought huge into those. I don't understand what the huge appeal there was. Like, there's 101 different adaptions and things that you gotta buy and add-ons and this and that and the other thing, and I don't know, maybe someone can convince me why they're so amazing compared to just the grill. Hi, Buns. I cook for myself, Lacey. No one else here. No one else that's normally eating my food. Sort of wish that wasn't the case. I mean, I could probably cook more often and more things if there were more mouths, but yeah, that hasn't worked out for me. So again, I'm not going to use all this asparagus because this is a pretty massive bunch. Same thing as last time when I bought a bunch of this stuff. It was beautifully thin pencil thickness asparagus here, but like no, they don't do that. I'm debating, do I want to do this separate and set it on top with it? Just ditching the bottom several inches of it to get rid of any of the woody stems for the most part. Most of these are relatively thin enough and I don't have to worry about them being woody like that here. So my next steps here are figuring out, I don't know if I want to my quandary here is if I want these to be smaller pieces to toss in with my noodles, I'm going to have to chop them like this, basically, which leaves us with a whole bunch of stems and a whole bunch of tops, which the tops are really, like, what the eye goes for. They're not really any much different in flavor, but they're a little more tender. They're the tip. don't know if I want to do that with this that hot. These are quick pickles, by the way, chat. These are not, like, even if these were properly pickled to be stored as being warm and in the glass container that's somewhat clean, as soon as you break the seal, first off, you're doing that anyway, so it makes no real sense. So these are refrigerator pickles. So these are 2, maybe pushing it. I'm not going to say beyond that. Health department's going to get mad at me. No more than 2 weeks. Let's see here. Is my earbud quiet again? Or did the music stop? No, I can still hear music. My earbud's just silent again. So I think I'm going to do a quick saute of these with some garlic and some butter to put on top of our noodles, our sesame noodles. I did put up a new query for those supporting the stream. So we have a new thing to choose for next month. I'm letting chat choose what I'm making for my birthday. What type of cake or dessert. And actually, while I'm thinking of the Discord, let's close up our vote for tomorrow. It looks like Bowtie Pasta has won. 5 versus 2. So we're going to have to deal with farfalle or Bowtie Pasta tomorrow, which I just happened to already purchase. I'm an okay baker. I'm not a detail specific kind of guy. I'm not into decorating. I'm not into fussy pastry work, that sort of stuff. But in general, I'm okay. Do a lot more bread than like sweets or that. Mostly it's just Wednesdays here. I have ingredient challenges where chat gets to choose. This week was between Bowtie Pasta and bread baguettes, which were submitted by people in this list. And tomorrow I'm going to have to take Bowtie Pasta and turn it into both dinner and dessert as an ingredient. Or use it as an ingredient in dinner and dessert. So sweet and savory. So I'm going to have to make dessert with pasta tomorrow, chat. I can tell you this too, chat. My plans are not to make a kugel. Well, if you're familiar, I've done on stream, excuse me, in the past, is essentially a bread pudding, but it's made with pasta. Scramble hates chat tonight. How we doing here on our water? Are we getting close here, water? So I was originally just planning garlic soy sauce with maybe a soy and chicken sauce reduction for the sauce for tonight, and keeping it relatively simple with the veggies, just doing the asparagus. But I got all of this plus this. So we're going to use some of this in our pasta tonight. Well, that's sort of the idea, Michael. I didn't intend it to be a simple one language. Anyone can just chat GPT this to figure out what the word is. It was to spurn a little more talk about different culinary terms and why do they call it that, and oh, it's that in that language sort of thing, which it works lovely for that. I mean, I love all my lurkers. I appreciate all you just hanging out with me, but interaction, that's fun too. We're at the edge of smoking there with my high heat cooking oil. you got yourself a nice wok, this is a great dish for stir fry. You can just chop all this up stir fried size and just go with it in the pan. I've talked about that before here on stream. I have a pseudo wok. It's like shaped like a wok, but it's more based off of having a thick metal bottom to it. It doesn't quite stir fry the same as a proper wok does. Not that I have the stove for a proper wok either, so even if I had one, it wouldn't be a great matchup. Always gets me sort of irked when I see someone using one of those small little portable burners to work with a wok, and it's like, yeah, no, that's way too little heat. It's a little itsy bit. That's a smaller flame than that. Zoom right, zoom left, zoom right. Have to push buttons. How quaint. Little green onion for the top. Oh, it is smelling lovely in here right now. Another one scrambled? Wow. What'd chat do to you, Scramble? But you notice I haven't added any salt here, and I normally would have salted this a long time ago. And that's because our next steps here are adding, where did I put it? It's over here. My last partial bag of chicken stock. So this is the last little bit that didn't make a full bag. Just slice that open. And soy sauce. If you're someone that keeps a fancy and a not so fancy soy sauce around, we're obviously cooking with this and tossing it in the sauce. It's not standing out on its own. So make your own choices. Get myself a cup of starch here. Speaking of Sesame, halva. You got any halva fans out there? Halva can be amazing, just skip the chocolate. It's a little like a croissant, it doesn't need it. If it's a good one, it's not worth it. Sorry to the chocolate croissant fans out there. I'm not one of you. Like 90% of, like, there's outliers, but the vast majority of chocolate croissants I had, neither the croissant nor the chocolate were like, this is why I should be buying this. And we'll thicken this up a little bit. So now you can see the bubbles there. That sauce is a bit thicker. It's going to cling to our noodles a little bit more. I'm going to take that and swap that for this. That pan's handle is hot too. This pan's already been sitting on a flame and back here this whole time, so it's already nice and hot. Oil. Lower flame. Garlic, asparagus. And turn the heat off on that and just let that sit now. I said I was going to put some butter with that, but I'm not going to because butter doesn't really jive with all of this. What does jive though is a bit of sesame oil in both of these. Rice noodles purchased. Into the water. Zoom right. I did not heavily salt my water. I'm not a big fan of heavily salting my water. I just don't think it makes that much of a difference. Season it after it came out. Is monetary really a culinary word? I'm going off their time on the bag, by the way, chat. They said 7 minutes. So that'll be 1 minute past 30 at half past. So 6:31. Flame back on our sauce and peppers and onion and garlic, soy sauce, chicken stock. Sesame oil and everything. You can see the rice has, well, you can't see because, but you can see the bubbles. If you're used to watching water boil and you know the rate that the bubbles tend to pop, you can see how much starch has been added into this from these noodles. And it's more than it typically does for pasta. I'd imagine if you use these in a restaurant, you'd have to change your water up pretty regularly. Oh, it was Monterey. It was not... Okay. That makes much more sense than monetary. I guess there wasn't an I. Alright, moving our pasta over, or our noodles over. Zoom right. Heat back off there. We've got everything we need there. Heat it up. We don't need to continue overcooking it somehow. Just stir until those veggies get sort of nicely combined with the noodles, which can take a little coaxing, a little convincing, for lack of understandability. Someone was asking if this is all just for me too. I also do, since I'm doing 4 days a week, I often do meals that are going to be for multiple days. They're not just for, like, I'm going to power through these noodles probably tonight, but I have full meal tomorrow in the plans. Whereas I still have chicken stew from the other night, and I was saying I just finished up the tomato soup from a past stream and for dinner. Over on the cutting board. So now we can leave these separate if we want, or I think I am going to take a healthy handful of these and do a bit of that action with them. Bit of green onion. So there is dinner, chat. Oh, wait. We can do one more thing. Make this just a little bit more sesame. All right. There we go, folks. So what do we think, everyone? This is a successful one? Y'all want some of this? Lovely. Spicy. All the peppers. The asparagus is great with that sesame. That nuttiness from the sesame with the asparagus. Highly recommend just simple garlic, sesame oil, and cooking oil. Maybe a little salt. That's all you need. Yeah, the jalapenos are going to be a bit hot. That wasn't the original plan here, but we got veggies to use up. Alright, folks, I'm going to leave it there for tonight. Going to be back here tomorrow for our ingredient challenge. I think dinner tonight was a great success. I'm very happy with the turnout. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me tonight. I know Tuesday is not exactly as involved as some of the other nights, but I think it turned out lovely. We got some great photos for the Discord coming up here. I haven't taken my photos of the pickle yet, but I'll do that a little bit later. I hope you all have an amazing evening. I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Good night.